afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, ImperialDane, Master of Propaganda, Heroesreich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on whole lot Inferno. Between the west, we got Red fighting here for the 15th Infantry Division with Vanguard Operation, Special Weapons, and Mobile Assault. Versus ImperialDane himself fighting here for the Oberkommando West and the 21st Panzer Division, with breakthrough Luftwaffe ground forces and special operations. Bulletins from machine guns, mortars, and infantry, a mix of Sturmpaniers, Obersoldaten, and regular infantry. Kuhlwagen start here, allowing me to grab territory more, while the Sturmpaniers head southwards. Forces following up here for... Otherwise, we got double sections here for Red, who immediately sets up some cheese bags here to basically deny cover around the central victory point. Something I do wish they get around to basically sorting out, as it is rather awkward we're connected to with a bunch of cheese bags. I mean, they're essentially improvised tank traps, which really sits awkwardly with me. We have a Kuhlwagen there, we got Universal following up here for Red. Kuhlwagen getting ready to head northwards there, rolling down the dusty roads, while Sturm passing southwards here. Base sort of looking about. In this case, I sort of figure, alright, I'll try and sort of harass him around his fuel point, try and sort of keep him away from it, and also, of course, deny him fuel that way, and possibly frustrate his efforts a bit there. And there goes section under fire here. Doing my best to grab, at least keep the bits off. It's section moving into cover. Meanwhile, he's got the core point, he's got the munitions there, but he hasn't quite got the fuel point, obviously being a bit slow there. He actually sort of went for the munitions first rather than fuel. Again, that's rather what I'm working towards there. Kuhlwagen slowly grabbing the point there. Universal out there, more folks arriving. Grabbing some territory here, need to be careful with my Kuhlwagen. And there you go, grab the fuel point, then sort of desperately trying to get away here. Folks rushing ahead, they're straight for the church. You're going to try and sort of make a run for it there because you realise fighting up here for random trouble. Universal going in there, Kuhlwagen very low on health, very low on health. And man to go around the corner here, out of range of the Universal cannon behind the church. Very close there, very close. More territory there being grabbed. The South Jumpers continue to grab territory. More forces running here to the scene, and Kuhlwagen's going to head down there to link up with the Sturmpaniers reinforcements. We got a Vickers out here for Red and the 15th Infantry Division. Universal Care has to see itself sort of a bit disappointed they didn't get the Kuhlwagen. And well, when it comes to the Kuhlwagen, its armor is pretty much just luck. Either it sort of bounces off when it comes to fighting infantry, well, anything else, or it's bad luck and just everything passes through it. So it's a bit tricky sort of to deal with. Personally, I always find up, you know, not in my favor, but that's the general rule it seems to be here. Half track out here. I'm fighting a British player who I figure is going to be very likely to sort of end up fighting defensively, sort of more statically, so rather figure I'm not going to be playing into that side because the British player will have the advantage. Instead, I aim, realising I need to turn on the microphone there, sorry again, aim for mechanised, and that's something a bit more mobile, a bit more aggressive, something more fluid, which can't be so easily sort of held down there by the British. So that is rather what I'm aiming for, the mechanised regiment, and as possibly quickly there, a quick looks, Aufklärungspanzer, moving up here, Sturmpanzer forward, so we've got a Vickers here to deal with that. Which of course I then realised that, oh dear, he's got a Vickers machine gun, halting my Sturmpaniers from advancing too far. Meanwhile, sections hang up their defensive point. Universe moving about as well, we've got troops hanging about. Rather realising, alright, there's a Vickers there, I'm not going to push into the centre, I'm going to try and push north, but I'm just going to run into the British there behind the sandbags. And that's not going to be easy, not the Universal carrier there as well, pretty much just blocking in advance, and then the infantry there is going to be slowed down and dealt with, so that's going to be a bit awkward. Mechanised regiment up there. As for Red, we already tapped tech up there, the platoon command post. Folks will only have light cover to sort of see behind. Section firing away there, section grabbing the point there as well, holding up. And apparently my false grenadiers cannot fire back at the section. I have not actually noticed that. Either way, I end up pulling back there, so I realise this is not going up very well for me at the moment. I hack no incendiary grenades, so there's no way I can push them out quickly. And in this case, it actually ends up producing a rather nice effect. It actually draws them out of the cover and actually towards me, meaning, oh hey, he's no longer in heavy cover. That's quite nice. I then rush him with the Sturmpaniers, false grenadiers, and what else I can get there, sort of pushing back. Sniper on the way there for Red. No sappers, instead straight for the sniper. He sharpshooter there, go catching the section with the Sturmpaniers. The assault rifles is tearing into them, Fox is following up. Kuhlwagen hanging back down the south. And there goes section. Just desperately trying to go right there. As Germany to push ahead there. Universal carrier under fire as well, going there for the cut-off point there as well towards the north. section holding up there, and still some time before I get a Luke's Storm has pulled back, basically deciding if I just keep fighting here, I'm going to lose a lot of men. Basically, I can't get close to the Storm Pioneers, they'll be fighting at range, and that rather means that's a really important game. Instead of, feeding into that, instead of heading northwards there, punch straight on the way for the Fultz Grenadiers. Single one there, Kuhlwagen still remaining here, not really got much use for it at the moment. This is the British player with the Vickers so far. They're basically sort of signed off the centre there. Don't quite have... Well, I do have incendiary grenades, but of course I'll just spend finished for Pantry Effects and might of course try and get another one. Kuhlwagen sitting away there. Storm Pioneers hiding here. Fultz is still getting their Pantry Effect. He's actually sort of slightly drawn out the Universal Carrier there, which could just allow me to get off there with a Pantry Effect. And there we go, Universal Carrier down. Sniper moving up here.
One of our universal carriers has been destroyed.
We've also got the Kuhlwagen nearby, and I'm getting very close to calling the Luke's Aufklärungs part section opening up there. Fultz is taking losses. Rushing into ahead there. And Kuhlwagen basically taking the longer route here, just going to go and harass points. And I'm territory section pushed out into the open, grabbing points as well. Troops reinforcing, healing up. We've got the Fultz just denying the church, and also just giving the alert system in case to try something. In this case, I'm actually end up deciding to trying to catch a sniper here with my Kuhlwagen. Thinking he might try and move about. In this case, it stays a bit around there, doing a bit of damage. Ultimately, though, if he gets to the building, I just have to get the Kuhlwagen out there. Otherwise, I mean, the sniper's pretty much got the advantage since you can actually counter the Kuhlwagen, which is, meant to counter the sniper. Troops reinforcing. Getting ready for another push. Kuhlwagen, they're desperately getting ready. Steel Pies moving about. They got 2 victory points so far. They've already got the lead there again, thanks to being used to control the centre. And of course, they're also having the north for some time. Armoured car on the way there for red, whereas I'm getting the Lukes. And he has also gone here for Special Weapons Regiment, opening up for tank hunters and other nasty elements. Kuhlwagen receiving repairs. I've also gone for the Kettenwerfer, as I am quite aware he might actually go for, say, an armoured car or anything else. And of course, in that case, I could have also gone for the Puma, obviously, but with the sniper about, amongst other things, I rather felt like the Lukes would be the better choice, and have a better chance of also dealing with that bastard. Plus, the sniper can also deal with the Puma, standing in the turret or anything like that, meaning it's going to be a lot more vulnerable to the AC. Plus, on a closer quarters map, right, for Lord Inferno map, the Puma's range isn't quite seriously good, in particular not where I'm aiming, which is sort of the north and more the extreme parts of the map where there's a lot closer quarters. So in that sense, again, the Lukes, might as well just do well and again try and focus the interest on the other elements to deal with the armoured car, which is all we got there. We've got the Kuhlwagen moving up there, trying again to get that sniper. We've got the Lukes moving in as well. Kedmer following up here. AC hang about. Section inside the house, and there you go, catching the sniper out in the open. Lukes and Kuhlwagen moving up there. Kedmer moving up as well. AC needs to be careful, and moving ahead, they just continue to push forward. We've got infantry moving from the south, tank hunters out there, popping smoke, trying to carry out the retreat, but it isn't enough, and got the main gun, he stops moving, can the Kedmer get off another rocket, and there we go, AC down, kaput. So there we go, quickly putting back my Kedmer for just to ensure I don't make any mistakes and then forgetting it and handing it over to my opponent, which would be a pretty terrible state there. Corporal Guinea there orders the men out of the shack before the Germans take them out. Bit of pressure in the south and a bit pushing around the centre. We got mines going down here, probably to protect himself versus, say, vehicle rush or anything like that, to ensure I can't just pursue his men there with the Lukes or the Kuhlwagen. But grabbing back the northern victory point, troops back here reinforcing, getting ready for another push for Germany. Meanwhile, back at his base, we got nothing further there, no bolted sections, no upgrades. No, nothing, and immediately no armoured car. We got the tank hunters there versus the Lukes taking a few hits there. In fact, a very good hit there, taking a nice chunk of health out of them. Lukes pulling back for the time being. Overall, I do have some momentum there versus my opponent. And he's actually going for another sniper here. Now, that's actually quite expensive, going for 2 snipers in such a short period of time. And again, they can be quite effective, but considering I do have a more highly mobile force, the sniper does run a lot of risks. And also here I go for special operations. I go also for radio silence, just because, if it actually works and he's actually relying heavily on the minimap, I mean, it's going to be having a nice effect there on him. If not, not so much. Use their court sent running. And also in this case, I'm actually utilising an artillery flare already, trying to get an idea of what's going on here, since it's pretty much thinking I'm moving in the north. It's going to be moving through here and have positioning most of the units around here. So having the flare there would have given me a good idea where he's positioning his men and what he's doing with them. I think I'd also rather actually last me to realise he's gone for another sniper, and I'm also going to try and mentally prepare for that and set up something here with it. There's a lot going on there, a lot going on already. His jump on taking fire there from the tank hunters, the boys, 80 rifles firing away. I don't think they would have used them at this point in the war, though, to be honest. I think they'd be relying largely on Piets and other things. Not so much on the boys, 80 rifles. 80 rifles really by 1944-45 weren't a big thing. Still almost veterans 1 there on the looks of Panzer. Man's going down there to defend the south. Bunch up his men there behind what little cover there's available. More sniper fire there. And anti-tank rifle fire roll. The sniper, of course, also having a boys 80 rifle there to snipe with, which really wasn't a British thing. Mine went off there, almost taking out the sniper actually. That was really close there. Looks driving away there. Still overall, got a nice chunk of map control there. Versus Red, who's back here reinforcing. Maybe healing up. We got an anti-tank going out there, and I'm taking up here. Going to go for the Schwer punch at quarters as soon as possible. I'm not the sort of type of thing, mechanized direction battle headquarters. That's a great thing. Rather, once you have momentum, once you have the advantage, push it, and that means getting out tanks as soon as possible. Also, at least some Obersoldaten not hanging about there in tier 1 with a mechanized regiment and a battle group headquarters. Looks like doing some damage, getting veterans 1. We got more special operations there. Again, making it harder to sort of keep track of what everything's going on there. And again, perhaps making it a bit easier for me to just sneak some territory away from him while he's not quite paying attention. Territory in the south being gradual to jump on, leading way there under the cover of radio silence. 6-pounder gunner setting up, Folksker's flanking in, or he's spotting it. Letting me know, of course, where he's setting it up and what to deal with. We got more tank hunter sections out there for Red. Really want to deal with some of the armor, and particularly probably want to deal with that looks, which you have to put a bit back there to repair. And again, I almost got the fuel point as well, so that pretty much means I'll be having a sizable fuel advantage over my British opponent. Also putting a bit of manpower there, but that's just because I don't want to keep spamming Folks on this. I don't need more Academy efforts, and more Sturm Pioneers is always a bit of a mixed thing. So I mean, I could also go for more Kugelwagen, but again, 1 is enough here on this map, in particular considering my current situation. So my best bet is basically just to wait and then go for Obersoldaten. At least that's what I feel here. We got bolters next to the for Red, who's getting ready to get really aggressive with his infantry, strengthening them up there, pulling out elements where they can, and there goes straight to mine, loss is suffered. Then people detouring up, and they go catching a lot of tank hunters. In fact, I only thought it was 1 tank hunter section there, by the way. Got the sniper pretty quickly. A lot of anti-tank grenades there. There got another section right there. Remember, of course, cover this direction right there. They're just sort of on the wrong side there. Quick right, a section on health, but the other looks section will get the looks. Again, had I realised that was 2 anti-tank sections, are probably much faster getting out my looks there. But still, got the sniper, got a tank hunter section. In fact, over got 2 snipers reasonably well using that looks. I think it paid itself off reasonably well. That would have been nice if we could kept it, but I'm not going to be complaining about that one. Storm Punch rushing forward here, pushing back the tank hunter section. Red so far a bit on the defensive here. Hasn't quite been able to leverage the strengths of the British much. And I think in part it's because, while he has been able to control the centre of the Vickers, the problem is he hasn't really been doing much with it. Again, it's been very much defensive. It's basically been an element here that's not been supporting and attacking, pushing me back. And again, that has given me a large degree of tactical freedom across the battlefield. It rather lacks the firepower to push me back to a certain extent for any prolonged period of time, particularly due to the looks there. Which of course added in, but there you go. A lot of Obersoldaten being added in there. Hardened veterans of the 21st, and there you go, in for Sturmgewehr packages being handed out as well. Vastly increasing their firepower. And he's actually going for another tank hunter section. He's going for a lot of them. Sturm pass running to the south, now of course 5-man. That's a bit more of a dangerous thing there for my men. Of course, they're laying down more sandbags, section moving ahead. And there goes Savage pushed back there by the Sturm Pioneer. Second Obersoldat squad almost ready. Moving ahead there, close to being ready with their assault rifles as well. Victory points wise, we are still rather close. Again, he's at a decent lead there over me so far. Jump House taking losses. Need to be careful, of course. I don't overextend and actually end up taking rather ridiculous losses because that means you actually have a much better chance, of course, of pushing back and gaining a lot of ground. There we go. Also moving this section. Having already popped some grenades, can't quite pull up. There we go. Doing some nice damage. Actually, that's because they've just recently trained. They can't actually use their mind. There's also cooldown starting off from starting. There you go, pushing that into the open. About to land and go soft, but still the section taking heavy damage there from the influence drum geweers. And they actually have less of benefit there with the influence assault rifles inside the house, so the Oberstland should be able to quickly push them out. And there we go, successfully done for Deutschland. With the second squad following up there, and they will also be equipped with influence drum geweers, some more assault ability here. I want to be mobile, I want to be swift, I want to be attacking. And that wasn't quite the intent. No, I should have expected that. Really should have had a Mannsford team up there, but I was just trying to think, the basic plan was to use the Kugelwagen as bait for the machine gun, then rush up the Volksgrenze to clear it out. So that was just really silly on me here. Jump was doing something with the can here, but gonna be a bit of trouble with all the anti-tank rifle bolts being pulled back. Got the section there almost. And then retreats because, well, I don't want to be wasting orbital down this quickly on, and certainly not veteran ones, so I really don't want to be wasting them because they're 400 manpower. Mine were all for killing 3 sections, only Johnny and Bob survived, the rest including Corporal Godspeed are quite dead. And we got a half-track out here for Red, opening of course up for Vickers K-Light machine guns and Piets. Panther 4 on the way. For me, that is, not for him. Panzer Kampfwagen 4 again, trying to push the field advantage I've had for some quick armor, which of course, considering I'm playing for the Oberkommando, of course, is a bit more relative.
Where do you need us?
There goes moving down here. Of course, it allows them to reinforce. That's very good. I mean, some players only use it for just, handing out weapons, but he's actually using it so, a bit more mobile reinforcement and giving him strength, making him much harder to push off the fields. I mean, that's a good choice. So that's a good choice here, using the M3 half-track for that, by the way. Which, interesting enough, the British really wouldn't have had because the Americans rather hoarded the M3s. It was really the M5s the Brits would have had alongside the Soviets, which the Americans would not have had, yet they have it, and the Brits have the M3. Well, they do, I think, also have the M3, but they can't call it in sort of just separately. A few fun sort of thoughts there, anyways. There you go, moving ahead here, Tank Hunter section. Bravely reinforced, folks come out with the Panther, going to pull back the half-tech, folks coming up here. And there you go, Betty 2 quickly cutting down as many hunters as they can there. Just because they're anti-tank rifle doesn't mean they're poor against infantry. Some people seem to think they are, but again, Relic have sort of made the anti-tank rifles sort of work. But there you go, incendiary grenade, Panther 4 nearby as well, Panzer Kampfwagen 4, trying to hunt down the half-track, but the half-track escapes nicely. Jump has pushed back there by the sappers.
Waiting orders.
And there you go, tank hunters being hunted down there by the tank, the Panzer Kampfwagen 4 with the Schützen up. Up north, all of a sudden moving in, there was jump hunter support, there's the section here, half-track nearby, good transport, got support. Quick geballte Ladung. And there you go, straight into the open, there's the section. And of course got the 50 cover there mounted on the half-track joining in. Up north, the Kednev spot here, but the south being pushed away quickly because, well, I'd rather hang about in case did something absolutely there. Like, say, rushing in a tank. So far, though, Red has not really taken up any further. He hasn't got any further armoured cars or anything like that. So, of course, the question is, what is Red planning here besides, getting a half-track here? Which, of course, will allow him to drop the Vickers K light machine gun, which is quite a potent light machine gun. Which was also not really utilised by many, but I think British commanders and such, I don't think it was sort of really utilised by regular infantry in the most elite units. They would have rather stuck to the Bren gun. Fun fact there, by the way.
Vehicle ready to go. Engine warmed up.
But it's used there in sort of light machine gun configuration. Also, the Vickers K was actually primarily an aircraft machine gun. The Germans probably did something similar, except they didn't make, a light machine gun out of it because it was just too big. Instead, they ended up with a, anti-aircraft gun, or autocannon, if you will. They mounted on their flak half-tracks. Which I really wish they added instead of the version we have here, by the way. There you go, setting off mines. He's minded in north quite nicely, actually, by the way, doing his best to defend it. Good work. Mindfully moving up, we got a lot of tank hunters. We got sections there now as well with the Vickers K just taking into those hands. Anti-tank rifles flying well as well there. We got 6-pounder guns moving up, so we've got the half-ball nearby. He should consider repairing it though. Panther 4 shoots, misses. And of course reinforcing again. It makes it much harder for me to push through here if I don't do it swiftly, because otherwise you can just sort of slowly reinforce it, just meaning it's going to be a meat grinder that's very much favouring him, because he's not going to lose a lot of strength as a defence, whereas I'm going to be doing it. Ultimately I have to push back. But there you go. Bit better coordinated assault this time around, using one squad to draw fire, then moving up another one from another angle, and then grenading, clearing it out. Almost getting the entire machine gun, at least getting the house knocked down to the ground. Tank guns moving up here, Panzer pulling back, taking heavy damage here from anti-tank rifles and the anti-tank gun, forcing back my poor Panzer IV. But following up here in the successes, pushing back the Tommies, trying to catch the Vickers here with my orbital done with the infantry Sturmgewehr, but ultimately deciding I'll probably run into something nasty. And there you go, he's rising up here to the Vickers, or the half-track there, allowing himself to reinforce it pretty quickly. And of course, for someone nearby to heal it as well, he can sort of, get everything done there at the front line.
Looking a bit squiffy.
Keeps moving ahead there, Vickers case firing sections. By the way, he's only got one up. He hasn't double upgraded the section. Sturmpioneer, or Orbital down doing what they can there with the infantry Sturmgewehr. A lot of fire being laid down there. Moving out to the open again, straight into Vickers case. Anti-tank rifles, and of course the M3 half-track with its 50 caliber machine guns. Ever nasty stuff. So he's yet to use it to transport troops around. It could allow him to be more aggressive, in fact. Push further forward. Point held up there. Tank hunter section. Troops enforcing. More Panzer IVs on the way for me, just further pressuring up. But now we're seeing that Red sort of returning to the battlefield. Again, he sort of had rough there, but thanks to, Vickers case and other bits there. He's sort of getting in there. He's starting to get in there. He's been able to keep, the wolves at the door and sort of managed to build up some strength now. So now things are beginning to get a bit more tricky for me. This time here for the game analysis in terms of damage, we actually surprisingly close to each other. In fact, in kills wise, he's got a slight advantage. I mean, obviously I've been more on the offensive. He's initially had some smaller sections, so not too surprised there. But otherwise, we are really close to each other in terms of army value. I'm ahead, basically because I got the arm advantage, I got the more elite infantry, and soon I'll have another Panzer IVs in that sense. That's to be expected. Resource float wise, I'm floating a bit more again. That's because, I just don't want to be throwing a lot of full quantities added. So again, just end up with a lot of manpower time step, which will probably expand it into more orbitals down the road, and of course, more panzers. Points held, again, I've been sort of having the advantage here, but again, that's sort of slowly being lost there, so of course, have to see how that actually ends up working out. For Red right now, of course, the question is, what does he do? I mean, going for armor right now would not be a bad idea to say Cromwell or Centaur, just something that's sort of aid in one direction. Firefly, though, versus all these Panzer IVs that will be coming down his way, though, would not be a poor choice either. Just something there, so it's not just an infantry and a few anti-tank guns, because here's the thing, I've been constantly popping artillery flares, and I've just sensed some kind of weakness there. I'll try and catch them from an exponential angle with both my Panzer IVs, and sort of try and clear them out. So in that sense, having some armor that can sort of help their support would be a pretty solid idea. Also, fix up the half-track. More mines, of course, be a good choice. More Vickers case for his men would certainly also be a rather solid choice there, I think, there for Red. Otherwise, more pressure into the south, so trying to grab territory here, at least the victory point. And perhaps, if you can coordinate assault versus the Schwerpanzer at quarters, that would be decent. A Firefly in that sense could do rather alright, though it would require a bit of support there. So a few thoughts there as well for what Red could do. As for me, more Panzer IVs, perhaps against some more orbital down would not be a bad choice there. And another thing to consider would also be something like, say, Stuka's Fuzz. Again, he's sort of got more static play here, sort of more bunched up there. So Stuka's Fuzz right now, for example, would be actually a pretty good choice for me to consider just blasting his men apart and his defenses apart. Well, of course, I go for more Panzer IVs, but again, Stuka's Fuzz would be a pretty solid choice. I could go for the battle group headers, quarters, could go for the light infantry gun. But, I don't know, it doesn't quite fit in my playstyle and does risk sort of falling into some more artillery drill, in which case the British could easily just go for mortar emplacement, in which case my light infantry gun is not going to be much use there. So again, Stuka's Fuzz, do some mobility and just more sort of unloading everything in one go would be much stronger choice there to consider. So those are some consideration there for that. And otherwise, more push into here, but also again consider just pushing through the center, having some pioneers just sweep for mine for those, push through here, do some damage, coordinate of course all with artillery flares, and perhaps radio signs again just sort of make things further difficult for him to attack off on the minimap. So let us return to the fight and see what happens. Patrol sneaking up here, catching the anti-tank gun there. No pin by machine gun through the Panzer IV, by the way, that should be added. In this case I'm sensing, alright, there's an anti-tank gun in zone. Haven't seen the other one, so I'm assuming I can sort of get away with it, but there we go, another one firing away, and I realise, oh, scheisse. This is kind of bad, so I quick to the back there, got infantry moving up here as well, trying to get out of the Panzer IV, use the intensity set up, anti-tank going to go off there, failed to penetrate actually. Panzer IV escapes, no mines there, Also,
is not crude.
Vickers K there, right out in the open. Vickers firing there, but I'm just trying to grab it and deny to my opponent, so there we go. Actually stole a Vickers K there. He dropped for the infantry and apparently hadn't quite picked up there. So those folks kind of just all of a sudden slightly more heavily equipped. Panzer IV pulling back into the mechanized ready for repairs as the R1 moves forward. Medicates up for the Sturm Punch to help me heal my men. Though the thing is, most of the Oberkommanders men get veterans, they won't actually need it. It's only really the Sturm Pioneers who in essence really need the medical supplies down the road. Fun fact. Panzer IV rolling southwards. Healing up troops, reinforcing troops. Orbital moving down there to sort of support the Panzerkampfwagen sort of operations to clear up the southern part of the map. He's laying down a lot more weapons there, though again he needs to bleed well repair, and there goes also reinforcing. Good job, good job. And finally fixing up the bloody thing, he's defending the centre here with more sandbags, anti-tank guns, tank hunters, doing anything he can to sort of frustrate an armoured assault again. He's just seen what happened there, he doesn't want it to happen again, but that means now the north is open. So then saying, well, it's just basically doing this sort of just trying to play around his defense and just constantly causing him to shift him, and of course constantly keeping track of him. Flares here, alright, I know the centre is now heavily guarded. I'll prod him a bit there, perhaps just sort of keep him focused on it, but otherwise I'll attack him elsewhere. I'll keep frustrating him, just keep him sort of running about there and just ensuring he can't make the most out of his defences. We've got the 2nd Panzer IV here. He's by the way there going for the Firefly. Bring up the Panzer IV, shoots, collapses the house and crashing the Vickers K. And a horrible thing there. So there we go. Elements scattered to overall here, just again trying to play around his strong point. I do not want to engage it head on because that could end up very painfully. But again, it's just sort of catch him here and there, do some hit and runs while just moving about. I can end up doing a lot of damage while negating it as much as possible they're being received. Of course, all the time I'm also slightly considering, shouldn't I just try to attack his base? That worked well. That other match was playing against the Wehrmacht. I wonder if I can repeat it with the Oberkommando West. In fact, first time I tried to do an assault team, in fact, on this map was with the Oberkommando West. Problem is, I did it with a Flammhetzer. And here's a fun thing about the Flammhetzer. It does 0 damage to the headquarters and barely any damage to the platoon command post, where you figure it'd be the other way around. It'd actually do a lot more. The Puma's actually pretty decent at actually attacking bases, by the way. The high rate of fire makes them actually very solid at it. So someone's thinking, say, 2 or 3 Pumas early on in the game to sort of do it, could perhaps pull it off. But there you go, Firefly out there for Red, finding some arm there's called in. Folks are nearby, no Patrick, those can't read the much, there's a half track. South being pushed away, anti-tank robs are firing away, got the section there with its Vickers K. And there again, just more artillery flares. You're just constantly keeping track of it. Just constantly reconnaissance. They're just figuring out what is he doing, what has he got, and where is he pushing. And of course, I realise he's got a Firefly. So in that sense, I'm operating with an intelligence advantage on my opponent, since I roughly got an idea of his force disposition at all times. Pulling back my forces here, realising I'm not trying to make for a larger push in the north. Troops being pushed back here again. The Vickers K, though, on a veteran fleet section, by the way, is quite powerful. And if you were to upgrade the double Vickers Ks, that would be really, really powerful. Actually, could do a lot of damage to my men. But now, shifting another plan here, I'm leaving the south open, allowing me in fact to draw in troops there. As a mistake, getting ready for another push through the north. Moving up armour, moving up my lead infantry. The plan is basically sort of rush him in. Probably try and go for the Firefly. It's going to be tricky. Letting him catch the Firefly up close, deny his range, and can also deny its rate of fire. Got a trench here, so he's going to begin to dig in there. He's beginning to prepare to make it hard for me to actually attack the north here. After they're taking hit, Panzer IV taking fire there as well from anti-tank guns. From the Firefly rolling ahead there, other Panzer IVs keep moving as well. And in this case, I'm trying to keep it faster moving than the Firefly straight can move it again. The closer ranges here make it a bit more difficult to use it. There we go, almost got it, but there you go, up close, manages it. Panzer IV shoots, penetrates the frontal armour, 6 pounder guns there, infantry's just grabbing territory in the north. Panzer IV continues to the hunt here, in fact, blitzing forwards. Blitzkrieg. Going straight there for the Firefly, shot bounces. 6 pounder guns sitting about. They get past him. In this case, I can't move any further. I realise I just made a bad move there. Might have a slight chance of getting the Firefly, but that's about it, really. Veteran G2, though. Trying to get behind here. He's, of course, trying to flank, but there you go. Doesn't work out. Get the Firefly, but I lost the Panther 4. Ultimately, that was a bit of a wasteful attack there. I mean, I got his Firefly with Tulips. That's not bad. I got the half-track, but I lost 2 Panther 4s. So that was a bit of a toss-up there, really. But overall, not the best assault there. Had a for example into Mimpton, though again, that would have been more difficult, at least for here, due to the Trench Vickers section. But still, I got the Firefly, though. And overall, due to the resource advantage, it's not said as large a loss to me as it was him losing the Firefly. Orbital here clearing out a section, so that's a definite victory there for Deutschland. There goes Royal Engineers winning in straight between all of the orbitals and low on health there. Not a good development. Now we've got another half-track up here again for Red. Half-tracks are part of the strategy again. That's not a bad strategy overall. Again, gets some more strength on the defensive, but also the offensive if we were to push for it. And now he's going for another sniper. That's the 3rd sniper, by the way. There's been quite a bit of while there between the 2 different snipers, and of course, I've still got a Panzer IV in the end, though.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Storm Pies rushing from the north. Being held here by the M3 half-track. So we have 3 orbital Dardan squads now, 2 with the assault rifles, 1 with an LMG-34. Not very often you actually see that many orbitals done in most 1vs1s nowadays. North, grenades there, Vickers K, Fultz gun is trying to keep back the Vickers K section, of course, with the half-track nearby. Ultimately, that's going to be a tricky fight there for the Fultz Grenadiers, in particular since the section's veteran free, they're only veteran G2. There you go, still doing the best of the grenades to keep the Tommies at bay. But there you go, Kedma for joining in. A few further losses there, a few further kills. But again, the half-track just makes it so I can't really just get the section there. And I can't reinforce it at the front line. I have nothing like that. I have no 251 half-track or 250 half-track. Not even over blitz that allow me to reinforce at the front line like that. So I'm basically on the defensive there, going for more Fultz guns since they did lose 1 squad there. And I kind of want to keep at least a few Panther projectors about at all times, just in case. And so far their Red hasn't really gone for any more armour. Part because again I've been able to control the fuel point quite well. And have been successfully dealing with them. Of course he's also been calling in several half-tracks which do cost a bit. And the Firefly of course itself is also expensive. There you go, 6 pounder gun pinning himself. I'm not entirely sure that was a coincidence or what. Certainly catches me a bit off guard. There's a pull back my Panther foot. There's 2 anti-tankers there waiting for it. Right by the flank at the same time assault going in here. I was basically managing all the infantry, so I wasn't quite paying attention to the infantry actually spreading out. Unit there wiped. There you go. No spread there yet. That wasn't so much blobbing there, I would say. I mean, it could look like it, and again, I was just trying to move there, but ultimately not really much of an excuse there, I suppose. Hate blobbing though. Oh wait, of course, as soon as I sort of get my attention back there, just from about. I mean, usually what I do is, of course, I just sort of create march formations, just grab them up, move them in one clump. So for the front line, my attack move, so when they actually encounter them, I'll just shoot, so they don't actually get right into their guns. And again, radius and silence. In fact, I think I've pretty much used every ability except calling in a command Panther. In part because there's not really much use for it, and Panther 4's overall continuing the current fighting there again because I've been able to control the fuel flow to Red so effectively. I mean, the Panther 4's overall just more effective since I'm likely fighting an infantry force, so I mean, in that sense, there's only 2 units here I want, that is Panther 4's and Orbital Dardan. Yak Panthers are basically right out, and the Panther's not really much good either. Wish I could utilise that trench though. So yeah, scattered a bit here. Another Panther on the way for the 21st Panzer Division. We actually got a fuel cache now up here for it as well, trying to deal with some of the fuel issues. Good work there. We could have done with it sooner though. Might have been a bit more section charging straight into the veteran. 2 orbital Dardan with infantry jump gears. Not the wisest idea there. Just jump past flank of the north, trying to catch the sniper here. Almost got him, quick retreat there. Panther forming to support the north there. Tank guns there being pushed back as well. Got
Capture
some
point is
moving
being
in.
overrun.
And some slight infantry moving in the south as well. Full this with orbital land support. But again, Red Sun is on the back foot. Victory point wise, it's still surprisingly close there, really.
Where do you need us?
To arms!
Kednefer creeping ahead.
Send orders.
Territories have been grabbed. Second Panther arriving. Troops enforcing again. Hardened orbital Darden and such. A few booby traps from my side might be about it. And there goes active down half to there, the M3. Getting a few hits there. Snipers, anti-tank guns, Samsoning northwards. Kednefer's hunting. And for some reason, actually, here's another thing. Apparently, trenches can spot camouflaged units. Don't ask me why, though. Don't ask me why. But again, these British trenches just are weird. Padfall supporting it, trying to deal with some of the infantry here. There goes 6-pounder gun joining in. Ultimately, I have to pull back the Panther 4 there. Slightly sneaking down some troops towards the south again, including some tanks. I mean, I have no intention of really trying to sort of hold back sort of an assault like that. I mean, he's just going to be creeping up there. I don't really have much effect to sort of deal with him. I mean, what he's trying to stay up for the Stukas-Fuß. The problem is now I actually have too high a pop cap to get the Stukas-Fuß. So I'm rather now left with more mobile options because I think a Panzer IV actually takes less pop cap. In fact, it does. I still can't get the third one in theory, but still. Without artillery, I'm basically sort of just resorting just so to give ground there, sort of trying to shoot a bit, he gets some kills, but ultimately, the way he can sort of just push back here, I don't quite sort of full lot of response to it, except, you know, just flanking him and sort of hitting somewhere else. Just hope there's not enough mines, but problem is he's been mining up the centre here, so again, any sort of blitz through the centre is going to end up very painfully and very short. But again, more artillery flares, constantly keeping a track of my opponent, what he's doing, where he's doing it, ensuring there's no surprises hiding as I sort of try to formulate a plan here. And again, the more I sort of look at, the more I just sort of keep looking, this seems like a good idea. In fact, now we're seeing the Red Soldiers really just moving into sort of the creeping advance mindset here, is going for a second sniper. Just covering it with anti-tank guns and the like, so just ensuring again that without artillery I don't have any sort of way of dealing with it, except of course a flank, but mines makes it a lot more tricky. Also got a fresh Vickers covering the centre.
We're losing a capture point.
But again, harassing up through here, and again the mine just sort of keeps going. Perhaps I should try attacking the base, but surely he's got to be prepared for that.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Wolves on there, farming close again, about 2-2, creeping ahead there just slowly, again just very slowly.
Vehicle ready to go.
Second sniper there running for red, 15th Infantry. Scottish Highland Division, actually I think it was called.
Where do you want us?
Rather ought to give an idea of its origins. Orbs Lund swift retreat. Almost 50 on the sappers, by the way. Loading up here. And again, I'm just sort of really considering it. But again, I'm just, you know, thinking, you can't get that lucky, you know, several times in a row. I mean, you got to get caught on here. But there you go, at least I'm sort of just trying to attack here, the bunker, right at the edge. Just waiting for it to react, to pull back, you know, allowing them to push through in the north. That's basically why I'm sort of pushed it up here. I'm just thinking, alright, I'm just going to attack here. He's got to react there. He has got to react. In fact, I'm popping flares somewhere around here again, just, you know, okay, he's got to react, he's got to react. But no, he doesn't react. Which results in fact me losing full guns because, again, I'm waiting for him to push back. I'm waiting for him to react because I'm pretty much hitting him in the soft spot here.
Our headquarters are under fire.
But no, he's not. They're just sort of standing there and just again attacking his platoon command post. I'm waiting for him to, you know, just fall back here. Sniper there getting off the turret there on the anti-tank. Oh, the Panther IV has got a section there. Orbs landing. They can there go wiping a section, but they go into tank rifles, snipers. Units taking heavy losses, and I just keep wrecking the platoon command post. He's getting close to be able to call him a crocodile, but you know, he's still going to be losing the platoon command post. Sex moving headed straight into a lot of fire there, a lot of Orbs land, a lot of Storm Pioneers, a lot of assault rifles and machine guns. And there you go. Guarded, of course. Now run into, of course, the typical problem, which is, for some reason, this flat bit of ground is a shot blocker. So I have to drive around it to actually engage the headquarters now. Which I always find is a bit silly. Then again,
Waiting for orders.
very much again,
HQ is under attack.
he is not really
Typical
reacting
enemy
to it.
trick
He
is
is
this.
not pulling back troops to deal with this. And again, I am very paranoid about this. I'm just calling down a lot of artillery flares. I'm expecting him to, react. I want him, to react instantly, but he's not. At which point, eventually I just go, well, if that is how he wants to play, why not? And I'd honestly begin making preparations. Of course, right here, he does call in a Churchill Crocodile here.
We have 300 points.
Veteran the fleet and the Fulton Grenadiers, Panzer IV there. Great hit there from the Panzer IV. Panzer X standing right nearby, hoping he's sort of going to focus on the Panzer IV, get a few extra Panzer X. Might do some damage there. Then again, that might have been a bad idea ultimately they made there. Fulton's retreating. Again, we're still hanging about, and in fact, I've completely forgotten about it. Moving up another Panzer IV nearby.
Headquarters are under fire.
He's got the anti-tank gun, says, alright, I begin pulling back. I lose the section. Oh, the Fulton's there. That was to be expected. Should retreat them faster. But ultimately, I just sort of began thinking, really, perhaps, just perhaps, I should consider attacking elsewhere. But ultimately, I do try for another assault here again. I'm thinking, he must pull more troops back there. That can't just be it.
Damned
I'm
enemies
keeping the
tried to
Panzer
take a
Force in
point
case
from
he
us.
is. And against flares here, no sappers, no nothing. He's got the anti-tank. So again, I can see it all here again, thanks to the artillery flares. Up north here, Orbital down, Sturmpas moving in there. And again, he's just entrenching himself harder. He's got snipers. Overall, it means any attack here is going to be really, really painful because, as the Oberkommandobest, I have zero smoke. I have no way of suppressing these defenses or anything making them, not effective. I have nothing like that. So that really ties up my hands as well. In fact, now he's pulled away one anti-tank gun. He's moving on Vickers over here, but again, very much no. Where his defences are centred, it's around here. A little here, and then a little here. I'm pulling up 3 Panzer IVs here, and at this point, I pretty much sort of go, alright, if that is how this fellow wants to play, I'll let him play it. I'll play my game, which is Blitzkrieg. And Blitzkrieg basically means you hit the weakest point with as much force as possible. In this case, I call in more flares because, again, I want to make absolutely sure, he's not prepared for this. Because, again, if I make a wrong move, if I make a wrong calculation, it's GG. On the other hand, again, if he keeps playing like he has, I can pull those. There you go, moving in the Panzer Force, clearing out the anti-tank gun first.
The enemy is trying to
Again, he's
overrun
not
our
prepared his
HQ.
headquarters or anything. But he's clearing out the anti-tank gun there, he's attempting to. Bigger threat there, Kedmev moving up. There we go, guarded. We've got the Crocodile moving up, we've got anti-tank infantry, we've got snipers moving up there. And of course, in this case, well, what do? I don't deal with the Crocodile because it can't do enough damage not to 3 Panzer IVs. I just begin focusing on what matters, the base.
Enemy machine gun crew
It's
killed.
all about that base. They just begin moving up everything else there, just to support there. I mean, this is
HQ
all
under
in.
attack. Typical enemy trick, isn't
And
it?
again, he can't do much there. And he's moving up things more and more there. Calling in tank hunter sections, or sappers there. There's just replaced there to sort of fix up the stuff he's lost. Because he's lost all of his sappers, he can't make more due to the destroyed platoon command post. Infantry moving up here, Kedmev just flying away there, and there we go. That was the entire British base knocked out there. So yeah, it's a bit similar to the Zone 1, but again, this time over Commando-Best. Again, also slightly different response there from the British player. And of course, a lot more was done than you'll probably see in most matches there. So, that rather covers it. Thought it might be interesting again, so again, highlight that enemy base is a valid target. Again, it's just not something you see very much in overall, though. Do try and attack it again, and particularly if playing versus a British player, again, you see fortified on other points very severely, but again, he's left a path open to the base. Attack it. Go for it. Otherwise, one of the highlights, of course, this factor was also just using artillery flares, just constantly keeping track of where my opponents were positioned. That was very much part of the plan, allowing me to suss out the weak elements, rush them with armor or infantry, so to rush back afterwards, for example. But also, focusing around the fuel points again. Overall, not attacking him where you're strongest. That was, overall the part of the strategy. Just hitting with as much force elsewhere. Just constantly keeping him running there. So just keeping him sort of closed in there. And of course, once change his tactics, change his strategy, become a lot more threatening. But then again, he made a bit of a dangerous mistake, leaving his base very open. And of course, as any sensible commander, I'm eager to, pursue and punish that. Though again, I was cautious because again, you can't keep getting lucky like that. Though in this case, I did. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gave you ideas for your matches, some tactics, some strategies, some understanding of Blitz and Orbital Command West. If you did, subscribe, share it, like it, and so on there. Spread the word over the Propagandacast. Of course, feel free to send in your replays. Of course, comment in the comment section. This is ImperialDane. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Up to you all tomorrow for another exciting battle. Cheers.